whiskey lovers, and welcome to another one of Mark's Whiskey Ramblings. And today's rambling is a little bit special because, well, it was basically prompted by the social media. On Facebook there is this group called Whiskey Bloggers, and obviously I'm part of that page, and they came up with the idea of, why don't we, for this St. Patrick's Day, 17th March 2013, why don't we launch a huge plethora of tasting notes and videos and stuff about that one particular whiskey. Now, we agreed on that, but the next thing we had to agree upon was what kind of whiskey, which whiskey would we taste for that social media extravaganza. And we decided on a whiskey that is both accessible, not only taste-wise, but also, how should I put this, in terms of availability all over the world. And so we decided upon a Bushmills, and we went for the Bushmills Black Bush, which is a blend. It's an Irish whiskey and it's a blend. So now, I've spoken to you about Bushmills before. Many moons ago I talked to you about the Bushmills 21-year-old. That was in Whiskey Rambling number 6, if I'm not mistaken. And that was for last year's St. Patrick's Day, so it's a homecoming, sort of. The Bushmills Black Bush, however, is something different, as the 21-year-old is in fact a single malt, as is the regular 10-year-old. I also have a 12-year-old here, and this is a very old one, old imported Bushmills. I haven't tried it yet, so I can't tell you anything about this one. Very old bottling. It looks very orangey as well. But anyway, out of scope for this Whiskey Rambling, today we're going to talk about the Black Bush, and it's one of the, you can see it's the new packaging. They renewed their packaging in 2012, and you can see in the new bottlings as well, they've got 1608, which they say is the day that the distillery got its grant, which is not entirely true, as I explained in my previous video about Bushmills. In fact, the Bushmills distillery was not founded until almost 200 years later. What is true about 1608 is that it is the date in which one of the nobles from the county of Trim, where you can now find the distillery, actually got a grant to distill. So one of the first grants to distill was granted to a person who lived in the county where you can now find the distillery. That's the link with 1608. Anyway, the Bushmills Black Bush, and everybody else is going to be talking about this one as well, so be sure to check out the other whiskey tasting notes and whiskey videos that are going online today as well as we speak. 13th March 2013, 17th March, sorry, 2013. Whiskey bloggers around the world united to talk about Bushmills Black Bush. Bottled at 43% ABV, it's got a nice golden sheen, a little amber in there, and that's because of the sherry casks which are used, because this is a blend that is composed of 80% single malt whiskey and 20% grain whiskey, obviously, but not the other way around. So there's a lot of malt that went into this Black Bush, and it's bottled at 43%, and the color is basically because this dark, I mean, if you can call it dark, a little bit golden, full golden amber, because it matured in Oloroso sherry casks. Now, I'm not sure how long it matured because sources contradict each other. So when I'm next in Ireland, I shall ask the distillery manager himself, because on the one hand I read sources that say it matured for 7 years on Oloroso sherry casks, while on the other hand I've got these books that say it matured on Oloroso sherry for between 8 and 11 years. So, well, there's a bit of a discrepancy. But nevertheless, it has matured for many years on Oloroso sherry casks, which explains this beautiful color and the beautiful nose. It has to be said, because many people think, oh, Bushmills Black Bush is bottom shelf, it's a blend, but it's nothing of the sort. It's got a very gentle and very smooth nose. Well, it's only natural, I should say, because this is, after all, triple distilled. Oh, this is a bit floral. Butterscotch, rum raisins, maybe even some sultanas. A tiny bit spicy, not much though. It's got a touch of lemon as well. So there is a nice interplay between both the grain whiskey and the malt whiskey on sherry. But it is gentle and light. Very accessible indeed. Wow, I got some, on second whiffs, I'm getting some praline, some chocolate, something really milky. Fruity and milky, a little butter as well, like Werther's Originals. But still, the sherry clearly put down its foot. It's fruity. I really like it. Let's go for the taste. It is amazingly sweet. Amazingly sweet. But it's got a bit of a bite in there. I get some nutmeg, some cloves even, but it's got a bit of a bite. But besides that, it is so silky soft on the palate. Very fruity, very fresh. Somewhat buttery. And mid-palate, I'm getting some nuts as well. But it's very accessible. You're going to love this. This is very, very quaffable indeed. Soft, yet mouth coating. Goes down so well. On the finish, it is slightly drying on the finish, so there's a nice interplay between the spirit and the oak on the finish here. It's nicely warm, it's a bit syrupy, and I get some licorice at the very end. Amazing dram. Well, like I said, this is not only a very good Irish whiskey, even though it's a blend, which means nothing, of course, if it's put together expertly, which this one is. But it's also a cracker dram because you get so much value for your money. This is a 1 litre bottle that I was able to acquire in Belgium, and it cost me 33 euros for a 1 litre bottle of this wonderful whiskey. That's bang for your buck. It's an amazing dram, and I would even say, to me personally, it comes very close to the 400th anniversary edition, the Crystal Malt Bushmills. I mean, taste-wise, quality-wise, it reminds me a bit of that 400th anniversary bottling, and I would even say it rates as high as the 21-year-old, only this one, of course, value-wise, is the cracker. This is the price cracker of the lot. This is an amazingly well-crafted Irish whiskey, Irish blended whiskey, and I can only recommend it. Give it a try. This is one amazing Bushmills, the Bushmills Black Bush, wonderful whiskey. And that's all for this Whiskey Rambling. Do not forget to go on Facebook and check out the page Whiskey Bloggers, where you will not only find this Whiskey Rambling, but also a written tasting note and many more from all the whiskey bloggers from around the world who've united to make this your happy St. Patrick's Day. May the malt be with you. Bye-bye.